I'm about to show you the 5 AI agents we use in our intensive paid program at Counterpart OS to ensure that you get a 7-figure B2B partnership done in 16 weeks. If you're new to B2B, you've done partnerships, or you're new to enterprise sales and you're like, how the hell did you achieve that? Well, over a decade worth of experience, hundreds of founders doing deals, we've been able to transpire it into 5 agents across our Counterpart framework that unleashes speed in every moment you need it to get the deal done fast so you can avoid raising capital. And so rather than trying to show you the whole 8-step framework of Counterparts, I'm just going to break it down into 2 key phases: positioning and changing and transforming your positioning so you attract the right partner, and closing the deal. So we have 2 phases, positioning and close, in our workflow. We break it down into 8 steps in our program, but that's all you need to know for now. And we have 5 agents that sit across that in order to give us speed. The first agent is our Counterpart Assessment Agent. It does a complete audit of all of your external content, marketing and messaging, website, whatever it is. It identifies your unfair advantages, whether or not you actually have them, they're emerging or non-existent, because a partner needs an unfair advantage in order to distribute your product. And it will also tell you 10 distribution partners you can partner with. Now, we do that right at the start to show you who needs your unfair advantage, what you need to do to unleash it in terms of marketing content, and who you should be focusing that marketing content on in order to attract someone that has a whole bunch of your customers and can distribute your product. So that's our first agent. It's called our Counterpart Assessment Agent. That is the first tool that you're going to use. And it gives us speed by showing us what we're missing in order to attract the big companies, what they would be interested in, why they're interested in it, and who exactly it is. And in those companies, who should we be talking to? It is a huge targeting tool, but it's also a gap analysis tool. The second tool is our Account Finder. The key way to unlock a large customer is to have a great understanding of those who are in your market that are going through the transformation that you're getting the market to adopt. And so we match up to 10 accounts that sit in the stages of readiness that need your service, offering, and product right now that we would consider transformational. The end result is, if we actually have access to those accounts, we can sell to them your transformational offer. That increases your position, and it makes the big distributor going, oh my God, you've got 10 big transformational accounts. We have like 100 of those. We've seen that you've been able to sell them. If you can sell them, we can definitely sell them. So let's distribute your offer, turn it into a joint offer, and release it to our audience. So the Account Finder takes your lofty vision, it takes your stages of transformation, and it finds those customers that are in the market that need a change, that are willing to bet on a smaller company by using outward signals. And it's a great way of taking the huge territory and TAM that you've got and getting it down to the top 10 accounts that need the transformation now and are willing to back on the underdog to make it happen. So now that we've got our 10 accounts that we can sell to, that can validate our positioning, that we're onto something bold and that we have an unfair advantage, we've got to make sure that we've got the right irresistible offer. Based off the way we sell, which is transformational selling, we want to make sure that our irresistible offer sits with a done with you, done for you, and it's bold and focusing on the transformation. That's really tricky if you've come from a world where pricing is just speed or features and usage, where you have to actually show them how they buy the implementation and the change alongside the usage of a product. So in order to do that, we have our AI Offer Agent. It takes your offer, it validates it against the hundreds of transformational offers we've built and makes them irresistible. It's a great way of closing these key accounts and further validating your positioning. Now, in a little bit between our positioning and our close, we have something called the Black Swan Agent, which is, I know who I need to sell to, I know I have the right offer, I know what my positioning gap is, I know how I'm going to validate it, and I know how I'm going to present my unfair advantage, but how do I get a meeting? Now, one of the things that we've identified is that if you're doing something truly, transformative for your market, there is generally an uncomfortable truth the market is ignoring because they're distracted by the status quo. And if that happens, there's generally a whole bunch of black swan events, so unpredictable moments where companies have had to do something drastic because they didn't respond to the transformation fast enough. We have built an agent that, for your named accounts, actually tells you what is the black swan event that's happened, why haven't they reacted to it, and what's the uncomfortable truth they're ignoring, so that when you reach out to them, you can get past the personalization of just, I noticed this signal, to, hey, I noticed this signal. We find that it's related to this uncomfortable truth, and it's probably lead to this event that experienced that validates your signal. We have an unfair advantage to make sure that this never happens again, or for you to start addressing it now so your stock price doesn't look like shit anymore, or whatever it is, the large governance model or incentive model that's pushing them. That is our Black Swan agent. You can take anything or any of your accounts and bulk upload them to our Black Swan agent, and it's going to tell you a few things. How the uncomfortable truth has impacted their business, what is the angle and position to get your first meeting, who you should reach out to, and also who are the other people that have recently left the business could validate that the insight is true. All of those things make you more compelling, show that you're willing to do the work, and push past personalization to impact without seeming like a weirdo and actually looking like an authentic detective that's the underdog that really wants to partner with a big company to make something bold happen and has focused a lot of effort in it, thereby enhancing our positioning and getting us breaking through into meetings faster so we can run our close process. The last agent we have is called the Dialogue Decode. It is a transcription tool that tracks how you sell against our framework, whether it's our 3 steps to an enterprise deal or our 4 steps to a 7-figure distribution deal. You can upload your script. It tracks it against our beliefs, principles, and how you performed. And it assesses the call dialogue to see if you actually have a counterpart. Because if you've got a counterpart, you can pretty much fuck all of this up, and that optimist will see your unfair advantage and go, hey, I'm willing to work with the underdog. I need this shared vision to happen. I don't really care if you suck at selling to me. I'm going to figure out how to work with you. And that pretty much solves the cake. So this is the agent that finds out and validates whether you have a counterpart by tracking all of your calls and making sure you can improve per call and make this whole process repeatable. And that's why our Dialogue Decode isn't just valuable to position, to break in and make sure you've got it right, and to have every conversation. It allows you to take what you're learning and do it again and again and again and again. And so there are 5 agents. They sit across both positioning and closing. Your CP agent shows you the gaps that you're missing in your positioning, as well as the unfair advantages you have. It drastically increases speed by giving you 10 distribution partners to focus on and why they would find it valuable. Our account finder tells you the 10 accounts that show that you can sell transformatively to test out your offer. Our offer makes sure that you can convert your offer from a usage offer or a speed-based offer to one that sells the wider transformation but still keeping it irresistible. Our Black Swan Insight ensures that you break in with the right meaning, with the right positioning, so you come in with strategic positioning on why they can't address the uncomfortable truth any longer and why they need your unfair advantage to turn the tide. And last but not least, our Dialogue Decode transcription coder tracks all of your calls, tracks all of your performance, ensures that you implement our framework, but most importantly, on every call, it will identify if you have a counterpart. And if you fuck the rest up, as long as you have a counterpart and you keep positioning with an open mind, you will probably get the deal done. All add to our speed, all make it repeatable, all are available in our paid offer.